Welcome to Contractor Fight TV, my furry friends from around the world. Today, we're going to talk about whether or not you should pivot and get out of this contracting thing altogether, or maybe stick with it. In times of economic trouble and uncertainty, many business owners, self-included from time to time, we often see our minds wander to thoughts like, man, maybe I should pivot and get out of this and go do something else. I know I've been there on occasion. And listen, I would agree that on occasion, changing trades, careers, direction, and things like that is a good move. But I don't know enough about your particular business right now to give you a great answer. But before you go that way in your head, before you start making plans and thinking like, hey, the grass is going to be greener on the other side, I just want to put some questions in your head here for you to think about. Because with what's going on right now, I'm already hearing from people like, hey, Tom, I got my main contracting business here, but I think I'm going to start this, okay, because I can make some more money doing this, whatever. Like, I'm getting a lot of that stuff. And so I want to encourage you guys to ask some questions if you're in that spot in your head right now, like, hey, should I do this or not? Now, also let me say, I've posted many times that I believe at least 75% of home improvement contractors should not be in business for themselves. What? Yeah, seriously. Here's why. If your debt is increasing, if you can't find and keep people, if you're not paying yourself what you need, we can go on and on and on here. Just look at the math of your business over several years. If the data is proving that you're not gaining ground in a positive direction with these things, you might want to consider hanging it up. And maybe this is a great time for you to do that, like cut your losses, go back to work for somebody else or whatever. But however, if you're in this position right now where you're like, I think I need to start something else, or I need to pivot, I need to whatever. I want to ask you a few questions here before you make this decision. First one, instead of running away to where I think the grass is greener, what would it look like for me to really water the grass that I already have? Seriously, think about that. A lot of times when you divide your focus, like we go, here's my existing business that I've not been watering and tending to very well. Now I'm going to pivot. I'm going to take those same habits, those same mindsets to something new. And that doesn't always pan out, okay? Instead, just go, well, what if I just gave this a little more care? What if I created the content that I need to create? What if I built the relationships with influencers in my area? What if I called my past customers and got my database in order and did all the things that we talk about here on Contractor Fight TV? What I've seen more often than people having success when they do something else is when they really commit, okay? Over here, perseverance, steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success, okay? If I just persevere here and water this grass, and this is anything in our life, right? It's our relationships. I don't like this girlfriend anymore. We don't get along. But, well, what if you really gave that relationship the care and attention that it deserved? What if you gave your if you're a student, your academics, the care and attention that it deserved? What if you got out there and you pulled the weeds, okay? You watered the grass, did whatever the hell you do to care for soil, okay? I'm not a soil guy. Okay, so before you jump ship and look for something else, ask yourself, what would it really look like for me to water what I already have? Let's give that a shot first, because you already have this thing kind of set up, okay? And it's going to take a lot more momentum and a lot of other efforts and things like that to get something new going. All right, second question I like to ask myself is, how can I gain ground in this tough time while others are running away? I run a coaching business for home improvement contractors. I do workshops, I speak, we do one-on-one and group and all these other programs that we have that are helping people all over the world, in addition to what we do here. I'm already hearing from people that are, struggling. Contractors are having contracts pulled out from underneath them and this and that. And the temptation is to freak out a little. And I have to calm myself down too from time to time. And one of the questions over the last few days that my team and I have been talking about behind the scenes here is, how can we gain ground right now in this tough time? What action can we take right now to gain ground in the marketplace? And one of those things that we've come up with, which really isn't a surprise because we talk about it a lot here, it's we need to up our game in serving our customers. We need to make ourselves more available. We need to communicate better. And so the good thing about a tough economic time and the things that were going on right now is it's causing us to own our crap, look in the mirror and go, okay, these areas of our business that we might have let slip a little bit in good times, let's just get back to the basics of doing that. While others are freaking out and running away, we're gonna turn the heat up on ourselves and expect us to deliver more value, okay, and persevere through a rough time. Okay, another question I ask myself. I'm going to go through two more here for you. Instead of offering new services, because some of you are probably thinking that too. You know, there was a guy a couple years ago, he did like landscaping and then he was going to add house cleaning. Okay, I forget why he got to that point. Okay, but I would just remember going, dude, not a good idea. It's not within your core. Okay, it's not your core business. Your core business is in the landscape industry. Okay, so instead of saying, I need to offer all these other new services, instead ask yourself, how can I improve the quality of my current services and experience that people have with my business? And it kind of ties into what I said that my team and I are doing right now. We're taking steps and putting some processes in place to make sure that we're responding to things quicker, you know, from our current client database and our coaching groups. You know, we're up in our game. So what can you do right now in your current offerings, the way that the experiences for your client, what can you do right now to improve that before you start running to add other stuff? Because if you're not solid in what you're already doing and then you just add a bunch of more stuff, now you're mediocre in everything. Okay, and you're not going to get the results you want. You're going to just be scatterbrained and stressed even more because you got more balls to juggle. All right, so what would that look like for a contractor improving the current services and experience? It could be as simple as answering your phone. It could be doing what you said you would do. It would be when you're working on a project, this is a big one. When you're working on a project, don't leave to start another project so you can get the deposit. Instead, go all in, finish, love the client you're with right now, go all in with them, make sure it's an amazing experience. They feel cared for, they feel this value was out of this world. Finish the job. Many contractors are in a shitstorm financially right now, even before the economy's struggling, okay? Because they just refuse to finish. They think, I gotta go here and I gotta go here and I gotta make all these, you know, I got to make everybody happy. No, slow down, have an honest conversation with your clients and go, hey, I'd love to get to this thing. I'd like to start it. I know we said we're going to start it next Monday. I just wanted to give you a heads up here that we ran into a hiccup on the job before you. And as I'm sure you can appreciate, we need to see this through and make sure they're taken care of just like we would for you if this were happening on your job. Guys, when you do that and you show that you're thinking about them, you're being respectful, that's a better experience right there. Before you jump ship, pivot, look for another company to start or something else to do, ask yourself, what have I been unwilling to do to market myself and build my brand? What if I got over myself and did that? And what I mean by that is a lot of you guys, you're like, well, I'm not good on video, or I don't like to write, or I don't like to network, or I don't like to do social media. I don't believe in Facebook or whatever. What would happen if you got over yourself and actually did the things that up until now you've been unwilling to do? This is actually the time. In fact, I got a message here today from a contractor, pretty successful one. He says, do you recommend continuing posting on business pages as well as, you know, with all this stuff happening? I feel like my feed is cluttered by fear and all this other crap. My plan is to just stay quiet and lay low for a while. And my reply to him is, this is the time to amp it up and build your brand more. The companies that go all in building their brands right now, doing the things that you already know to do, you're going to be the ones that are standing strong on the other end of this thing. Because like I said before, 90-something% of the people watching this shit are not going to execute a damn thing. So guys, see this through. Persevere, be steadfast, strong, be like a rock. Have clarity, know where you're going, put the work in, do the things that you know to do before you jump ship. Because you jump ship, it's very rare that the grass is greener and it's going to be better on the other side. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us today on Contractor Fight TV. Doggone it, make sure you head over to our free Facebook group if you're not already there. Surround yourself with other contractors where you can bump ideas off of and get the support that you need. Because right now, community is probably one of the most important things that you can do to keep your business going and have the success that you want to have. You rock. I got to roll. We'll see you guys next time.